In space! It's space! Hello. Ignore the ominous box for a moment. How we doing? Hello there, AB me as well with the Cat. It's space. Also the wheel. My alerts are broken again for a different reason. They're broken for a very different reason now. Oh my god, man. Seriously. Thank you for just spelling it out there, Samster. I will get through all of this in a moment. I was about to say, hello. Ignore the ominous void at the moment. It's just because I want to actually say hello to people before I press the play button. So if you're expecting a title sequence, there will be one happening just after I've said hello to you. Because, also the wheel. Because just... Level 5 hype train? Honestly? Level 5 hype train? Is that what you're doing to me? Before I even start the stream? Before we even play any relativity? Before we even find out if it even works or not? Just... Roll VT. No, I don't have that button, actually. So, welcome one and all. I hope you are all having a wonderful Friday. Unless, of course, you're in another place where it might already be Saturday. In which case, I hope you're having a lovely early Saturday. Let's just quickly go through all of the subs and things that have happened. So, ever since about 7 hours ago, we've got a follow from Eddie Just Eddie. Thank you for the follow. Hodders with a 7-month resub. Dayum's son, as the text to speech said, or something along those lines. Thank you for the 7-month resub. That's amazing. Arne Fetz also the 7-month resub with us. Text to speech doesn't know how to say space. Upwards inflection. Thank you for the 7th resub. Lugaru with one of those. Thank you for the 4th resub, Lugaru. Greatly appreciated. 1,500 bits from Connor. Thank you very much for those. But of course, other stuff happened as well from you. David Bodicum with a 7th resub. Time to play the quiz where you don't have to be an Einstein to win, which is lucky for Matt. Thank you for the 7-month resub, David. That is amazing. And thank you also for providing some questions this evening, as well as Ben for providing some questions this evening, and also for Colo for offering to just have a quick look over the questions. The questions might not necessarily be of high quality and proof to within an inch of its life, but really want to test tonight is the functionality of the game rather than the nitpickiness of the questions. And also playing the game will also help figure out what kind of questions we really want to ask anyway. So this is all very much a dev stream kind of environment this evening. We're all going to have a lot of fun, hopefully. But do be aware that anything can happen, anything can break. I've not really done a single run through of this entire game. I've done spits and spats, and I've done it with fake players, and I've played it with just myself, and that's about it. So yeah, be interesting to see how well this goes. It's definitely a pilot. There's another noise happening from Samster gifting a sub to DL Drago. Oh my god, Samster with a gifted sub as well. Anyway, I've not even caught up with that. A hype train started, and then Connor gifted 5 community sub gifts because Connor, stop with the gifts. Oh, Jay Turner also 3-month resub. Hello from space! Hello there! Thank you for the 3-month resub, Jay Turner. That's just ridiculous as well. 100 bits from Wristwin, thank you. 100 bits from Dev, thank you. 5 gifted subs from Matt the Ref. That's just enormous. Westernator, oh my god, all of the things happening. You freaking broke the hype train completely. How did you do that? You completely won the hype train. My god. Where am I at? ABB 4-month resub. Kazvez 10! Count them 10 gifted subs! Kazvez! That's just enormously generous. Thank you for that. Random Zombie 100 bits. Wristwin another 100 bits. Samster with a 14-month resub. New game hype. Samster with a gifted sub. Jay Turner. Oh my... The chase is not on also the wheel. Thank you for the 300 bits. It's Swartzy. Thank you for the 100 bits. Dogfish with a smiley, which is probably going to say... Oh, it just says colon. Okay, thank you for that. Westernator with a gifted sub to Adster. J Turner 3-month resub. Samster gifted sub. Hype Train has officially completed. Ah! Choo choo! We haven't started and we've already got a choo choo like that. That's just unbelievable. Colon, indeed. So you're all just amazing. Just seriously, the generosity is off the charts. It's just yes, the Grave Train. Yes. I haven't even said hello to people in chat. I mean, I've said hello to people that have subbed to me and have gifted things and stuff. But let me just say hello to people in chat in general, because just you being around is what makes this an amazing streaming setup as well. You coming every week and playing these games and just having a good time is all I really ask of you, and never ask of anything outside of that. And yet you still go above and beyond, and it's just help. Anyway, hello to Itogi, etc. David Bodicum, Wrist Win, Score Count, Looping 1, Kazvez, Tipster, Cast 7, Score Count, Connor, Quizzy Dan, Toadboy, J White, Diamond Ninja, Farron, Top 1 Gaming, Pop Ramen Comedy, We Like Shapes, Matt the Ref, Westernator, Random Zombie, It's Sportsy, Aim in the PM, Hodders, Tipster, Diamond Ninja, Dev, Lugaru, Samster, Dogfish, Jerry, Klazor, Oni, also 100 bits. Yes, indeed, Random Zombie. Thank you for the 100 bits. Maple Yamanote, hello there. Not Jumbling Numbers. Looping 1, Procyon, Yellowtail, Who else have I not said hello to? Proper Random Comedy, I've probably said hello, but anyway, we're gonna get another one. I've already said hello to those people and those, and I've already said Casbears and Hodders. Hello, Hodders. And I think it was a car. Aiden, hello, hey Aiden. Hello, Jay Turner, Maxio. There we go. Get some new names now. Vamping for time, and hello to Michael J. Fox apparently as well for Toad Boy's benefit. Hello there, Michael J. Fox, if you're out there. So that's happened. Welcome. This is supposed to be hello Ali Law as well. Sorry I missed you. Hello there. I first started in another stream and ended up being the regular banker for that stream. Then he referred me to another stream that referred me here. Now I'm just super impressed. This the sort of the bacon number in terms of streams. Thank you for letting me know about that, and I'd be interested to know actually what your entire route is, name by name, and give them all a follow, because that's just amazing. The sort of the word of mouth going on like that. Streamington Crescent, something along those lines, yeah. And we are already 23 followers away from 1,000 followers, which is ridiculous as well. Anyway, we are going to be playing a new game called Relativity, and the reason it's called Relativity is because you are basically guessing on every question. There'll be some statement or some question with possibly some ludicrous answer to it, to which you're not supposed to know exactly the right answer to. But if you've got an answer in the right ballpark, then you'll score more points for it. And in most of the rounds, the more points, you'll get more points if you are close to the answer versus other people. So if someone goes a really wild answer, they widen up the relative scale, and it basically gives you more points for being closer. Of course, conversely, the further away from the correct answer you are, the fewer points you get, and also makes it easier for other people to score higher as well. So we're using, for those that know, we're using basically the Wiki Walker sliding scale scoring system. Sliding scale scoring system. It's a quadruple S. I need to patent pen that. The WWSSSS. The Wiki Walker. Yeah, we'll trademark that. So it uses that sliding scale scoring system. So the closer you are to the correct answer, the more points you get, and the further away you are, the fewer points you get. So that's basically the entire game in a nutshell. The first round we do ease you in, and it is just a guesstimation of whether you think the statement is absolutely correct on the nose, equal, or whether you think it is lower or higher. So that's sort of like your guesspionage kind of round, where you're given a statement as if what a player would have chosen on a percentage scale, and then you're asked to say whether the answer is lower, equal, or higher. That's just an easy walk into the game as it is guesstimation, and then after that we are asking you directly for some answers. And there may be some meta questions along the way as well, so you may want to also pay attention to how you think your fellow competitors are playing, because there may be questions based on those. Okay, that's the guff talked about. Are we ready? Are we ready to see things happen? Oh God, it's actually happening. So the first game we're going to be playing is going to be a shortened version of the game, with fewer questions in, but that's just to make certain that the entire game works. And then once I'm happy that it does work, then we can play a longer game, more of the sort of the length that I would expect it to be in the real world. And all of the answering you want to do here is ideally in whispers, so that you're not giving your answer away to everyone else, but it will accept an answer in public chat. It just will not delete it at the moment. I've not gotten around to doing that. There are many things I have not gotten around to doing in this game. You will quickly find out. But hopefully it will hold up, and we will actually get through a game, even if it doesn't quite look as polished as I would like it to be at this point in time. But I'm going to stop waffling. I'm going to give you a full screen of this intro sequence, because I did put a little bit of effort in this intro sequence. And if you're ready, please welcome Relativity. So yeah, it's not a completed sequence, but that's simply the sort of the sequence I'm looking for, and it's the kind of music I want to go with as well. So this is Relativity, and I definitely want voiceovers for that intro sequence as well, Toad Boy. So if you've got a good idea for that, then do send it my way, because I definitely want a voiceover sequence during that. And we definitely needed that full screen as well. Right. So, to enter this game, you will need to enter in a room code, which will appear in a moment. Once you do so, then you will be given a spaceship to fly around in. You can't control it or anything at the moment in the lobby. Maybe later on you can do. But for the time being, it will allocate you a spaceship, and we'll show you on screen. So, if you're ready, here it is. EUMG. Enter that in, and you will get yourself a spaceship. Look at you all fly in here from my hyperspace. Look at that. It's all sort of working, which is a bit crazy. I don't know how many of you there are, but there you go. You're all flying in from hyperspace, and you all have slightly different colours and slightly different ships. It's not alphabetical. It's not an alphabetical order. It should just be a random allocation at the time that you join. And I think also, if you were to leave the lobby here, it will explode you. If someone wants to try that, then do by all means. But it does. There you go. You get some explosions. We have some explosions there. If you do want to join leave the lobby, don't go spamming that. Let's just put it that way, because otherwise you might lose your slot in the game. Let me check the game data has loaded. I think it has. I do believe it has. Okay. So it's a very simple game. Round one, it is just lower, equal, or higher. And the options you can pick, by the way, for round one when you submit is lower, or equal, or higher, or L, or E, or H, or G, I believe, or greater, or the less than symbol, or the equal symbol, or the greater than symbol. You can choose any of those options. I made it. You've got all of those options you can pick from, I think. Certainly lower, equal, and higher, and the symbols you can choose. But any of those, I have added extra ones. I just can't remember which ones they are specifically. But those are the ones that you can choose from, so that you don't have to worry about if you have to say the same thing twice in a row. You can change it up. If you're going to Whispers, it's not a matter anyway. But if you are answering public chat, which it won't delete, by the way, just as another reminder, it will not delete a message in public chat, but it will still accept it as an answer. Then be aware that you can't say the same thing exactly the same thing within a 30-second window. You have to change it up. But hopefully the questions shouldn't be that bad that we have to worry about that. First round, the timer will be 10 seconds after revealing the question and the three options, as it were. So you only have 10 seconds to think of whether it's lower, equal, or higher. In the second round, which is when we get into guesstimations, where you give me a number as your answer, that one it starts with 20 seconds on the clock. Round 3, where we change it up a bit, you only have 10 seconds to give me an initial guesstimate, and then 50 seconds on the second question that follows it. So it'll always follow a 10-15 second route at the moment. Again, this is a test run. I don't know if I'm really hard set in stone as to what I want to do with round 3. We may change it up later. I don't know. And then round 4, this is the critical part. To get into round 4, you need to be in the top 6. So there are a lot of players here playing at the moment. You need to be in the top 6 at the end of round 3 with your points to be able to advance through to round 4, which is an elimination final, where we eliminate one player at a time. So that is, again, roughly how we're playing it. Y6, it's a number. Also, given the number of questions I have left. It's just something. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, something along those lines. Again, I'm not completely 100% on the final round yet. It's just an idea that David gave to me, which was a nice idea, which we're going to just play out, see what it's like. Maybe I increase the range of number of people that can play into the final and change the elimination mechanics of it. But for now, it's top 6 get into the final round, and then we eliminate one player each question. But I'll give you more information as we get there. So, Think if you're all ready. EUMG, if you do want to get into the lobby while we still have an opportunity here. It does look... I'm surprised we're nearly capped out on the number of slots here. But in future, it will be an infinite system to accept it. Anyway, spin a wheel for how many get to the final. Oh, yeah, I could do that as well. But that's also based on the number of questions we have left to play with. Right, if you are all ready, good luck to you all. Let's play Relativity. And we go to round 1, which we call General Relativity. So in this round, a statement about a number will appear on screen and in chat. The number might not be correct, though. When the timer starts, then whisper lower, equal, or higher. And if you are correct, then you score points. And this is not Star Wars. Shouldn't necessarily be yellow. So this is round 1, General Relativity. We'll give you a statement. Either tell me if it's lower, equal, or higher to what it says in the statement once the timer starts. Good luck. Here comes your first question. Hadrian's Wall, the Roman fortification across northern England, is 83 miles long. Is that lower, equal, or higher? And that's time. Okay, let's see where you played. 23, 54% said lower. Just one person thinks it is exactly that. And 18 people, 42%, think it is higher. So there's a bit of a split there. And don't forget to answer in whispers. Let's find out. What's the correct answer? What is the correct statement? Correct statement should have been 73 miles long. So if you said lower, then you got yourself some points. Very well played to the 23 players that gave me lower. And yeah, that spam explosion was a bit loud. I obviously need to dial that down for this round when there's so many people playing. But that was the first question. Lower is what we're looking for, from 83 down to 73, which is the correct statement. In this round, scoring I should have said, you score yourself 500 points in this round for each correct answer. In all the other rounds, it's sort of relative scoring up to 1,000 per correct answer. But this one, it's 500 a correct answer. Okay, let's slide you all up over there. And we go to question number 2. In Groundhog Day, Puxatawny Phil saw his shadow a total of 106 times. Is that lower, equal, or higher? Well, that's time. Let's see where you played. Okay, 24 think higher, 12 think lower, and 10 think that's right on the nose. What's the correct answer? It is 106 times. That is the correct answer we're looking for. So well done to the 10 that went with the correct answer. 21.74% that played. Got it right and get yourself 500 points. Okay, question 3. Charles Lindbergh completed his first solo crossing of the Atlantic in about 38 hours. Is that lower, equal, or higher? Also, as a reminder, wait for the message that says start answering now to answer. If you answer too early, it won't accept it. That is time. Where did you play? 20 said higher, 17 said lower, 5 believe it is equal. Correct answer that we're looking for, was it 38 hours? No, it was lower. 33 hours is what we're looking for. Well done to the 17. That's 40% or so. That gave me the correct answer. You get yourself 500 points. And we move on to question number 4. In all of Shakespeare's bodies of plays, there were 213 female characters. Is that lower, equal, or higher? Again, please wait for the message that says start answering now before you start whispering. If you answer too early, it will not accept it. That's time. Where did you play? 24 think it's lower, about half the player base. 15 believe higher, 10 believe it is equal. 213 female characters we're looking for. Is it higher, lower, or equal than that? Lower, 156. Only 156 female characters in all of Shakespeare's bodies of plays. So well done to 24 players there. Nearly half of the player base getting that one right. You get yourself 500 points for that. And this is the shorter pack, so we only have one more question in this round. So last question in general relativity is: Isaac Newton devised the laws of calculus when he was 20 years old. Lower, equal, or higher? It's time. I think it possibly is Procyon. I just haven't added it to that message. You know what? Let me quickly check the code while I have it open. General relativity question sequence. Yes, it does accept G and greater as well as H and higher. So it does accept that. It's just not in the message. Okay, let's see what you played. Ooh, quite a few people believe it's higher. 33%. 33. That's 75% say higher. Only 9 believe that's equal. And 2 believe it is lower. Correct answer: Isaac Newton devised the laws of calculus when he was 23 years old. So only 3 years older, but higher was the correct answer there. So well done to 33 of you giving a correct answer. That is 500 points to you. Slightly off of the screen there. And let's have a quick look at our leaderboard at this point in the game. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players tied with 2,000 at the moment. But anything still to happen from this point onwards. No aces. I did notice that some people are answering early, so I'm possibly bearing that in mind that maybe some answers have not been counted because they answered too early. Just be aware that from this point onwards, only answer after the bot says you can answer. Because if you answer too early, it doesn't accept it. Does it not take capitals? It should do. Maybe it doesn't. It's a good point. I've not looked into that. Could be that I've not done a to lower on that. Looks like I haven't. So that'd be a fix to put in immediately afterwards. Okay, that's fine. This is why we test these things. That's where we are at the end of round number 1. Let's put that away for now. Now we go to the first of our proper guesstimation rounds, round number 2, which is ranged relativity. So this round, question will appear on screen in chat, to which the answer will be an integer. When the timer starts, give your response to QuizBot 3000 as a valid integer number. Points are given based on your relative distance to the correct answer versus your opponents. The closer you are and the further away your opponents are, the more points you will get. And as I say, you'll be scoring a maximum of 1,000 on each question in this round. So the closer you are to the correct answer, you'll get 1,000. Further away you'll get 0. So hopefully this shall work. Did the question box in the previous round show ranged relativity instead of general? Or has it already been noted? I believe it said general relativity on the question box, unless it said something else. I think it said... Did it say... Hang on, I can look at it. General relativity question type. Oh, it says range. Yeah, that's wrong. So that's just a copy-paste error on my part. Good catch. Good catch. Anyway, I'm going to move on. So 5 questions in this round. Guesstimation based. You have 20 seconds on each to give a response. First one. How many times does Meghan Trainor say the word no in her song of the same name? Give me your answers now. So yeah, wait for that start answering now message before you give me any messages, otherwise it will not be counted. Last 5 seconds to get an answer in. There's time. Okay, now behind the scenes on each of these questions there is an accepted answer range. So if you are trying to game the show by playing on a second account and playing an answer that is way too low or way too big, then it will not be counted at all in the range calculation. At the moment, it doesn't reveal what the range is. Again, I'm umming and ahhing on this whether I want to reveal the range ahead of time or not. But what we're going to do is now show you what the range is and also show where you have all played. So the range was 0 to 100. And that's where you've all played. And Diamond Ninja with the lowest value of 21, all the way up to, quite a few actually out of range here. Ain't Minky and Anon afterwards, you're actually out of range, so you're going to be scoring 0 on this particular question. You're not in the accepted range. Now let's find out what was the correct answer. And yes, we are doing the slidey. Is it 71? No, it's 70. 70 was the answer we're looking for there. Theory of Game, the one getting it right on the nose, getting yourself 1,000 points for that correct guess. That's interesting. I'm guessing these people down here that are on some zeros that don't have the formatting are non-answers. That'll be non-answers. The ones that have +00 is they gave an answer, but it was... No, actually, non-answers or not accepted. Wait, Ape, what did you get? What did you get? Oh, you scored points. Hang on, it accepted your answer outside range. Well, that's wrong. There's definitely some code issue there because it shouldn't have accepted your answer because you were out of range, but it did accept your answer. Well, there we go. We'll just live with that, I suppose, for now. There's a range error, but it worked anyway, something along those lines. But all the points are relative anyway. Well done, Theory. You're getting it right on the nose. You get yourself 1,000 points on that. Let's close that question up. So there's loads of bugs for me to fix, as I was expecting. Anyway, we're going to continue playing. Question number 2 in ranged relativity. Clue crew member Kelly Miyahara has appeared on how many episodes of Jeopardy? Give me your answers now. Apes 112 is closer than someone that guessed 22 and got points. Yes, that probably would be correct. That it is closer because it's relative to the correct answer. So yeah, someone that gave a 22 would have been. Wait, what was the correct answer again? Let me see it again. What does it say? 70. So yeah, 112 is only 42 away, and 22 is a bit further away, so we'd be getting less points. Okay, let's see where you've all played on this question. Ooh, lots of low guesses and then some really high ballparks. So Jay White's with a guess of 5 and Yellowtail 6, Jumble 8, Timor 8, all the way up to Greek BE went with 8,455 apparently. Shapes with 6,001, AM the PM 1,394, only just with a dead 1,000. Very interesting. Why is the range so big, you say, Yellowtail? Well, let's find out. What's the correct answer? $655 is what we were looking for there. That's the number of episodes that Clue crew member has appeared on. So Toad, you are actually the closest there out of the pack. You get yourself 923 points for that guess. Synapse closer, second closest with 871 points, and Mr. Quizworthing 724 points. There's a lot of guesses down this end though. Okay, we're going to continue on. Close that off. And yes, for those that are saying they have no idea to the question, that is entirely the point of the question, is that you're just giving me a guesstimation. So even if you're not completely certain, just give me a number and maybe it might be a right answer and you'll look into some points. Question number 3 of ranged relativity is: what is the total surface area of a poker-sized deck of bicycle playing cards in square inches, excluding the jokers? Square inches. It says it in the question, maybe me. Read the question. It does say in square inches. It's time. Let's see what we've played. Range of 0 to 500. Oh, there's some big numbers up there. Some massive numbers up there. In fact, quite a few sitting on that 500 threshold thinking, yeah, I don't want to go any higher than that. But we've got not jumble numbers up to 7,500, one of the guesses, and we've got Random Zombie all the way down on 3. Matt the Ref and Samster thinking he's only 10. Square inches? Really? 10 square inches for a total surface area of a poker-sized deck of bicycle playing cards. Okay. I think we were talking about, 52 cards multiplied that size, but nonetheless, let's find out. What's the correct answer? Oh, it's going high. 455 square inches is the answer we're looking for there. 8 Minky and Storm Vision were the two closest players there, getting 989 points for that. WJD, third closest with 958. All those that went with 500, you're getting yourself 900 points on that question. Very well played. There we go. Very well played on that. Clover Legend, Matt the Ref, Samsty, is still getting yourself 15 points, though, for your guess. Okay, we hide that question away. There's 2 questions left in this round. Question number 4. Oh, difficult one this. How many TV licenses were issued in the UK in 1947? Very specific. Good luck. Now, this is a kind of question where you would want to have the ranges on screen, possibly. Five seconds. That is time. Find out where you went. So we've got a range of up to 1 million here on this question. Theory of Game, Quizdan possibly gaming it with just very small answers of 0 and 9. And we've got We Like Shapes with 15,604, Samster with 12,233,456, Tupper One Gaming with 896,541. Those are the upper echelon answers. But we are looking at an answer in the range of 0 to 1 million here, potentially. So those on the 12 and 15 million, you're definitely out of the running here for decent points. But let's find out. How many TV licenses were issued in the UK in 1947? Oh, it's going down, it's going down! Only 14,560. And, yeah, I think that that playing of the really small number of 0 and 7 and such like played to their favour, because if we look at Quizzy Dan, they got themselves 984 points for that particular answer, even though they were off by like 3 magnitudes. Cyril Quizzer, Procyon and Jerry pretty much on the nose there with 1,000 points each. Hodders 995 points and WJD 994 points for those answers. Very well played. Okay, 1 question left in this round. The 5th question in range relativity is: if you can jump 100 centimeters on Earth, then how high in centimeters can you jump on the moon? Answer now. Five seconds. But what unit, ABB says? CMs, whatever they are. Anyway, let's see where you have all played. What's the range? We're looking at 0 to 1,000 on the range. And the answers, a lot going for 600 on the nose here. I think a lot of people thinking that they know about the factoid of gravity on the moon being 1/6 that of the Earth. Therefore, process of elimination is you multiply by 6 for that distance to potentially get to your maximum displacement for a jump. Possibly a good way to think. Let's find out. Is the correct answer somewhere in the 600 ballpark? Not quite there, but somewhere certainly close. 554 is what we're looking for. And yeah, I think all of the people that gave me a 600 answer were the closest there. And they were all getting 914 points for their guess. Very well played. Very well played on giving me that guess. So we close off that round. Let's see where you are all standing now after round 2. I just noticed the bottom left corner, it does not indicate the correct round number. It is round 2 that we've just finished there. Jerry Harris in the lead now, 5,766. Lingo, 5,032. ABB, 4,981. Jay White, 4,880. And Duplis, 4,814 points. Still plenty of game to play, though, for those down the ranks. As we now move on into a very special round called Social Relativity. So this is a bit like what we've just played before, except there are 2 phases. First phase, you give me the answer you think is correct for the question. The second phase, think about what your fellow competitors are answering, because there will be a question based on that. Again, this time, 1,000 for each correct answer, but there are 2 phases, so you can actually get a maximum of 2,000 on each question in this particular case. First question you will see is just a standard one like we've had in ranged relativity. The second question may ask something along the lines of, which was the highest answer? Which was the lowest answer? What was the percentage of people that got within this range of the answer? That kind of thing. So you'll be answering questions based off of what you believe the audience answered. Of course, you don't get to see what those answers are ahead of time. You have to think about what they are. So you are now guessing about the guesses. So good luck with social relativity, meta quizzing. I will tell you ahead of time that all of these do follow the same meta question because I just want to test that the game works without changing it up. So, first question. Yes. It's yes, looping. So, let's have a look at our first question in social relativity. How many accidents involving toilet paper happened in Britain in the year 2000? 10 seconds on this one, 10 seconds. 5 seconds left is a prompt guesstimation on this question, I forgot to say. I did forget to say that this first half is much quicker because you're going for gut responses more than just thinky. Okay, so I've received all the answers for that. I'm going to hide that away. Think about that question. Think about what your audience have potentially answered. And here's the second half of it. What was the mean average answer across all the players for that question? 15 seconds. Time starts now. That is time. Okay, I'm going to hide that part away for now. Let's reveal the correct answers to start with. So, go back to 1A. How many accidents involving toilet paper happened in Britain in the year 2000? We have a range of 0 to 2,000 as our valid range here. Let's see where the answers came in. All quite low. So Dev gave an answer of 0, just thinking it could be a trick question. But we have answers all the way up to Lupine 1 with 268,000. That is quite an answer, Lupine 1. Well, let's find out. What is the correct answer we're looking for? $1,643 is apparently that's many accidents involving toilet paper in Britain in 2000. So, ABME, Connor, and Luger are doing the best there, getting yourself about 1,000 points. But even if you didn't do too well on this half of the question, we do have the second half to deal with. So we go to question 1B. What was the mean average answer across all the players of that question? Let's see where you guessed for this. Music's not playing, that's an interesting thing. Okay, so maybe Yamanote believes 17. We've got Diamond Ninja thinking the mean average across all players was 1 million. That's quite a high mean average, it must be said. Quite a high mean average, but we'll see how well it goes. Let's find out what actually was the mean average of all the answers given. Oh. It does accept answers outside the range. Yeets. Oh, I knew there was going to be a problem somewhere. Oh, that was a zoom and a half. Yellowtail. Actually, your answer was pretty damn good. You got yourself 915 points with that answer of 1 million. Yeah, we do need to show all the answers for me. That is a thing I need to do. But I can change the min and max for this part anyway. That's not a problem. Difference between 0 and plus 00, it's something else I need to deal with. I think 0 means it didn't accept the answer properly, and plus 00 is something else. But anyway, we're gonna move on, and we just concern ourselves that bug exists. Anyway, question number 2, part 1, question 2A is: revived briefly in 2017, in what year did McDonald's originally introduce their Szechuan dipping sauce? Answer now, please. 10 seconds. You answered too early that time, Ellie Law. Answer after it says. There you go. I'll accept that one. And yeah, Whisper would be preferable, although it will accept an answer in public chat. I would prefer a Whisper so that you're not giving away your answers to anyone else. So, think about the question. Think about the question. And part 2 of it. What was the mean average answer across all the players for that question? So yeah, we are just going to play mean averages across all of these. So yeah, this one you can answer in public chat, but I would prefer you to answer in Whisper. It's just I haven't gotten around to doing the delete command on messages in public chat yet, which I need to do. Okay, answers have been logged for both parts. Let's go back to 2A. So, in what year did McDonald's originally introduce the Szechuan dipping sauce? The range is from 0 AD up to 2010. Is it 0 AD specifically? Would there be a 0 BC as well or not? Would it be 1 BC 0 AD? I actually don't know what it is at the threshold there. I'm sure some people know because technicalities and things. Anyway, there's no 0, of course. That makes, yeah, so it's 1 BC 1 AD. Of course, that makes sense. So yes, so actually answering 0 would be completely wrong here, but we've allowed it as part of the range here. So, let's find out, where did you all guess? Yeah, there's a lot of guesses up in the upper echelon there. In fact, the minimum answer we got is 1960. We're all the way up to Yellowtail with 2012. Kind of weird having these displayed with a comma, actually, honestly, comma in it. I need to change how it displays if it's a year, because it is weird having a comma in the answer. But anyway, colon, comma, they begin with a C. You try streaming with 100 people watching. Anyway, let's find out what's the correct answer. What is it? What's the answer? 1998 is the answer we're looking for there. Poster, Procyon, Diamond Ninja, 8 Minky and Oni getting it right on the nose there. All close enough to get themselves 1,000 points there. Dev, WJD, Itogi, Samster, Canquiz, Wokequiz, Stormvision, Timor, Klazor, yeah, all those people getting decent scores as well. 970 points, 947 points. Okay, so now we've got the answer of 1998, and you've seen how distributed we've got the answers there. What's the average? Where did you play for the average? Surprisingly, you played in basically the same places. Apart from Jerry Arias, who believes actually it was a little earlier on with 1943, and Dev and Farron going beyond into the future with 60,000 and 500,000 answers. Well, I don't know if we're working in a Rick and Morty timeline yet, but let's find out. What's the correct answer for this one? What is the correct answer to the mean average? 1991 was the mean average answer, and AB Me, you got it pretty much on the nose with 1,000 points added to your total there. Shadowmane Shapes and Lupine 1, second closest, getting himself 980 points there. Bot says 1992. Oh, so it does. The slider has not updated properly. Okay, well that's the thing. I need to make certain that the slider updates one final time once it's finished moving. So that's a thing I didn't know about. So it was another bug to log to the thing. Yeah, as Scorecount says, this is a game in beta. I wouldn't even call it that, to be honest, but I can't say alpha because it's a public test. Close that away. There's still 3 more questions here in this round. Lots more points to get. Question number 3. A. As of 2018, what percentage of US citizens own a passport? Start answering now. 10 seconds. Well, we're looking for a percentage, so probably looking for an answer in the range of 0 to 100. Apart from the real dev who's really trying to screw my system up here, especially by putting 1,000 separators in all the wrong places as well. And Dev is also trying to put a negative sign on the end of things as well. Stop trying to test things, Dev. I know you're a programmer, it's what you do. Okay, I'm going to hide that away. And let's go to the second part of the question, which might possibly skew your results here. What was the mean average answer? I love all the people go with high guesses because they didn't actually say that there was a negative symbol there or not. There is, so we'll see if Dev's answer got accepted or not. Let's go back to the first part. As of 2018, what percentage of US citizens own a passport? This is where you played. All sort of in the middle. It did not accept Dev's answer. It did not parse correctly. Yeah, one of the 1,000 separators was in the wrong place, and you also put a minus symbol on the end of one of them, so it didn't parse that properly either. So in either case, Dev's answer was not actually accepted. 8Mickey 17%, all the way up to Not a Jumble Numbers was accepted though with 100,000%. Didn't realise we could get over 100%, but there we are. Let's find out what is the correct answer. I need to fix the ranging issue because this is going to... Obviously, having answers like Jumbles 100,000 will screw up. It is 42, the answer to the life, universe, and everything. 42 is what I'm looking for. Procyon on the nose, 1,000 points. Samson with 980. Silent Z, Ali Law, 959 points. Very well played. Okay, hide that away. And we go to the second part of the question. What was the mean average answer across all players? Let's reveal where you played. And... so Clive's answer of 4.5 million was accepted this time. Duplice's 200,000 was accepted. Topper One's 100,000 and 1 was. And Procyon's 100,000 was. Dev's 69,000 also was accepted in this particular phase. Tipster thinks is all the way down at 5%. Well, let's find out. What was the mean average answer across all players? Are we going to get a shooting off to somewhere or not? We are indeed. It's going to get yeeted over to 1,972%. That's the average answer. So basically no one's scoring well there. Best person was Lupine 1 and AB Me with 48 points. And that is why I need to restrict it to the range, because obviously this is gaming the second half of the question. Because it's limiting the number of points other players can get. So I know that is a problem that needs to be solved, and that's why I thought I had that in, but I did not. Anyway, I'm going to continue playing. Going to play this test game to its completion. Question number 4. In feet. Oh, wrapping issue. How deep is the deepest point in the North Sea? 10 seconds, answer now. God, there's so many issues with this. It's time. That is time. Think about that question. Remember the question. Let's go to the second part of the question. What was the mean average answer across all players for that question? 15 seconds. starts now. That is time. Okay, we'll close that off and let's go back to the original question. So, how deep is the deepest point in the North Sea? We have a range of 0 to 2,000 feet, so maybe smaller than people could be thinking here. Yeah, 2,000 maximum on this range. Let's find out where people have played. Ooh, quite wide, and not many markers, so yeah, we've got some high answers here. We've got 3 people on the 2,000 limit there, and then we've got loads of guesses after that, all the way up to Asda on 120,090 as their guess there. And Dev's answer of negative a million got through this time. Well, we know it works now. 1 million feet below sea level, obviously. Well, anyway, we've got 120,000 to the right, and then we've got a million to the left, so we are probably going to go to a negative answer this time. To be fair, the system should allow a negative answer to happen, and negative questions to work, and this is a test game, folks, so don't take this as a hard done by, because there are things that are broken. Just have fun with it. Just have fun with it. Just don't go spoiling the fun for everyone else, I suppose, now that we know this thing is happening. Anyway, let's reveal an answer. The actual answer we're looking for is only 308 feet. 308 is what we're looking for. Samster, you were the closest on 949. Keshi, second closest, 938. And Westernator, third closest, 858 points. Very well played. I hope that I did copy-paste everything correctly from the sheet. I might have not, but I think it did. Let me see. What is it? Just, again, I don't really care about the questions being right or wrong at the moment. It's just, I'm just trying to test that the game works, and obviously it doesn't. So, investigate if you want, but I'm not particularly concerned by it. Okay, let's hide that away. Let's look at the second part of the question, the averages. Let's find out where you played. Obviously, this range needs fixing because we've got some guesses that are really wide. Let's find out what was the correct mean average answer. Probably going to fly over to the left-hand side. Let's find out. There it goes. It yeets over to the left. Only 4,986 though, because there were so many other entries counteracting it. So it didn't zoom too far off to the negative side, but it did go over that way. And Dev, get yourself 231 points for your answer there. Itogi 224, Ali Lolor and Westernator 200 points for your answers. Okay, one final question in this round, if I remember rightly. Yes, there is. And you need to be in the top 6 at the end of this round to advance through to the elimination final. At least that's how I hope it works. Final question in social relativity. In the original Star Trek series, how many crew members were on the Enterprise? Give me answers now. 10 seconds. Dev, stop trying to answer with a decimal. He won't accept that because it's not an integer form. Anyway, we'll hide that away. Question part 2. What was the mean average answer across all players for that question? 15 seconds. What about the half-spot plot points? I was about to say only a Sith deals in absolutes, but that's a different thing altogether. Also, a diff is a different thing altogether as well. Time is up. Let's see where you've played on the first question, the first part. In the original Star Trek series, how many crew members were on the Enterprise? Upper limit 500 here. And we've got really low guesses up to, well, we've got Not Jumble and Patrick gaming on 99,999,999. That's 2 people guessing high there, meaning it's going to skew quite demonstrably over to the right for the second part of the question. Let's find out what the correct answer is first. Actually, 430 is what we're looking for there, and the closest was Quizzy Dan. Quizzy Dan getting 930 points for being closest there. Farron, second closest, 836, and Storm Vision, 714 points on that question. Well, we've seen two of the answers being basically 100 million, so we're expecting the answer to this one being ridiculously large. Let's see where you played to start with. Okay, quite low range here. Apart from Patrick, who's going for 6,900,000, and Matt the Ref with 1.565 million. Let's find out what's the correct answer. We are going to be saying goodbye to the arrow in a moment. There it goes. Off to 3,846,326 by the end of that. Matt the Ref getting sold 407 points, Patrick 206, and basically nothing for everyone else. Okay, well, that's the end of that round of social relativity. Obviously, bugs to fix. And let's find out who are our Super Six who are going to advance through to the final round in the elimination final. So we have AB Me on 8,721, Quizzy Dan with 8,718, Lugaroo 8,686, Lingo Maniac 8,138, Storm Vision 8,072, and Klazor 7,840. You six, congratulations, you have advanced through to the final. Everyone else, Quizzerations, very well played. Obviously, I need to fix things before we do another game of this. But to those Super Six, ABME, Quizzy Dan, Lugaroo, Lingo, Storm Vision, and Klazor, we have to go to the final. And that final is Special Relativity. So, in this final round, a question will appear on screen and in chat, to which the answer will be an integer as always. When the timer starts, give your response. And the player that is furthest away from the correct answer each time will be eliminated. And you must survive to become the relativity specialist. And I can't spell relativity, I've just noticed there's a typo there. So, the furthest away on each question will get eliminated, and we just keep doing it. How much time to answer? This one is a thinky round, so you do have 20 seconds to think on this round, but only, of course, to those final six players. Everyone else, you're just playing along for pride, I suppose, but I don't think it scores you anyway. So, it was relatively well spelled. You, Mr. Quizzy Dan. So, good luck. We start off with 6. We will end the game on 1, but each question, we'll be losing 1 player each time. 20 seconds on the clock on each question as well. Good luck. How many people voted for the Conservative Party at the 2017 general election? Time starts now. Yes, dramatic music as well. Time up. So, let's get the slide updated with the min and max of your answers, because you don't actually care. Otherwise, there is no accepted range here, because if you're wildly off, then you're going to be out. And we reveal the first player that answered, because we're going to be revealing in answer order. Because if there is a tie for furthest away, then whoever answered last will be the one to get eliminated in that case. Let's start revealing. We have an answer in the negatives, interestingly. So Quizzy Dan was the first and locked in with 19 million. That was the first answer that came in. Quizzy Dan with 19 million. Second answer that came in was Maxio with 127. Quite a small number. Third answer that came... Why is that there, though, and not further over? That's interesting. Oh, no, that makes sense. That is actually correct. That is right. Third answer that came in was Lugaroo with 6 million. Lugaroo, you're safe. You can move out the way. You're not in one of the limits there, so you are safe. You can take a breather. You'll be in on the next question. Next one to reveal. Lingo Maniac, you're within the range. That's fine. You can slide off and you can disappear. You are safe. Because only those at the extremes are potentially at risk. There is maths behind it. Fifth to answer was Car 7th. That actually went 20 million. Quizzy Dan, you're safe. Your answer was lower than Car 7th, so you're safe. Car, you are now at the upper limit. The last answer that came in was Sandby. No. Sandby did answer, was in the range. Hang on. Sandby? Wait, that's not right. Wait, was that right? I was going to say, where's Clazel's answer? Something's gone wrong. It's not eliminated players, potentially. Did Sandby answer? Possibly. We'll find out what's happened here. Unless the scoring didn't work. Something's happened. I don't know what. Because I don't remember calling Carl's name either. Yeah, Carl's name is wrong as well. Did it just go for the first 6 players that submit? It shouldn't do. It should only accept those that are in the lobby. Let me find out. Special relativity question sequence. Answer handler. Oh, Delilah. I didn't put a check in, did I? I did not put a check in, did I there? Did I not? Did I not? Oh, am I an idiot? Oh, there's a freaking other collection I've not updated. That's why. I have removed it to just 6 players, but there's another collection that still has all the players in. I don't know what's going to happen here, because we're going to have all sorts of weird things happening now. I think. I don't know what's going to happen now. Is it going to continue? Let's find out. Okay, it has accepted other answers. Patrick, you gave an answer, but you're safe. Storm Vision, you gave an answer of 8 million. You're safe. You're in the range. This is going to affect the result, though. That's the problem. If people's other answers are coming in where they shouldn't be in the elimination, it's going to affect the result. Itogi answered 900,000 is in the range. Inisk answered 40 million in the range is safe. Ranzombie answered. ABME answered. Oh, God. It's not as simple as a restart, Gamehawk. It's really not as simple as a restart, unfortunately. I don't have any reversal of system in this. It barely even runs. So that is a problem. This is obviously going to screw the end game up. Why are these people playing anyway? Because they have a box they can give an answer to, David. That's why. It's one of those, just one of those things. So all I can say is congratulations to you 6. You won. Because this is very broken. But to you 6, congratulations, you did win. Blah 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 blah. We won't do the victory thing yet because everyone wants a winner because I broke things. You didn't explode, absolutely. So we will revisit that in a moment, and I need to fix things. So we now go into the dev part of the stream where we fix things. If you want to stick around for like 10-15 minutes while I try and fix things, then we might be able to do a second game. But I do need to fix things. So, dev stream mode activated. Is there a list of things that need doing? Is there a list of things that need doing? I don't know if people have put the list down or not, or if people have remembered things, because there's a lot of things. So the big one is range. Range is the one to really, really kill, because that is the biggest problem. So, general relativity question sequence. That's fine. Oh, hello, Dev. I don't think I can take those away, Dev. Can't take those away from you, but thank you for the 100 bits. So, general relativity, you don't care about, that's fine. Range relativity, from this point onwards, we do need to sort that out. So, that's a value. But when we do the calculation, because we still want to show what that answer was, anyway, Oh, it uses that form, doesn't it? Plus 0. So let me change that formation to look like that, so it looks the same. I need to figure out the... So given answers values where the given answer is within the minimum and maximum of the question. That's the maximum distance. Oh, okay. Given answer minus the question answer. Actual distance. If distance is smaller than the maximum distance, then it should change to say that... How did you get points then if you're out of the range? Oh, because you're not out of the... Oh, your distance not there. You're an idiot, Ashley. You're doing the wrong comparison. It's not max distance that you actually worry about. It's not this. It's if your answer is in the range, not if your answer is in the distance. So if given answer dot value is greater than the question dot minimum, and given answer dot value is smaller than or equal to the question maximum, that's the comparison I need to do. So it's calculated the right distance, the maximum distance, by eliminating those answers that weren't in there. I mean, I suppose I really should just use a select on this given set instead, but I do need to reveal even if you're out of the range to give you a 0-0. So we'll do that. So that's range relativity. Social is going to do the same twice. So social, that becomes plus 0-0 to be consistent. That becomes that. And that's question dot primary minimum, primary maximum. And then we do it again here, plus 0-0. Given answer question dot secondary minimum, secondary maximum. Stuff. Special relativity. No, it's the master sequence I need to do this. Oh, actually, if I do that, then I can actually intersect it on the special relativity sequence. Because this is actually a different collection then on the this. That uses identities, not players, which is different. So what I actually need to do is special relativity. If player is null or that, or game.lobby lobby players doesn't contain player. If it doesn't contain the player, then you ignore the answer. That's what we're looking for there. That should fix that one. We still need to go back up here though to do something. What am I doing? Yeah, save from elimination. Me that. Okay, so first part, fixing ranges on ranged and social, I believe is now fixed. It'll only give you points if you're in the right range. Second part though is I need to change social relativity to exclude those answers that are out of range when it does the calculation for these. So dot where x is greater than or equal to question dot primary minimum, and x is smaller than or equal to question dot primary maximum dot average. So chuck that in there. Median values where I really should probably just have a filter for all of these. Given answers dot values where and where again. So all of those are now range limited on the primary. I need to change the maximum now. Do I need to change the maximum now that I've limited to primary minimum, maximum. So I can't let a answer that is way out of range to still be considered for the second part, because you can still game it that way. So they have to be completely excluded. So leaving that in like that should be fine. And leaving the primary minimum maximum should still be the same for the secondary minimum maximum now, because it's the same range. That's fine. Okay, that's correct. I need to fix the text of the box in general relativity. So it says general relativity not ranged. So that should say general relativity. I need to fix the text in social relativity for the question number because it's too small. So I've done that. I need to fix the typo in the intro special relativity because I can't spell relativity correctly. Missing an I. It's done that one. Probably need to reveal the ranges if we're not counting them towards the averages. At least show the range for the second half. Oh, I see what you mean. Show the expected range of answers in the second half. Okay. Yeah, I can get behind that. That's fine. I can do that. Okay, so in that case, we're looking at the second phase answer retrieval. Show minimum maximum. True. There we go. That's that done. What else was there? What else was there that people can remember? Typo fixed, or box fixed. I have outs, theory of game. I have lots of outs. Fixed blocking round for non-participant answers. That should be limiting by that. So only if you are still a lobby player at that time, it should allow an answer. Otherwise, it does not allow it. That should be fixed. Round 3, gaming with the late guesses. How do you figure, Lupine? Gaming with the late guesses. What do you mean by that? The late round. So I've restricted the calculation now for things like averages to now be based off of only answers that are within the correct range. So only high guesses are now completely excluded in the calculation for averages, etc. Guessing out of range of the first range and then following up on that B. So yeah, that's now out. That's now completely out. There are some errors on the round number display on the leaderboard. Wrapping round name on the question display. Oh, there was one though that I had to fix the mover. Needs to fix the slider so that it updates one final time. You see, that's what that should have done. It should have set marker value to target, but apparently that didn't change it. That's what the purpose of that final line does, is it's supposed to update it to the correct value. And it should go check for changes. If they're different, then update. And then it should change the text. So why did that not? That should be fixing it. Rounding is definitely not a thing because I'm using longs. They're only integers. I mean, I suppose this part could be a bit of a rounding issue here, but that's just literally going set to the target. That's literally going set to target. So it can't really do much about that. And the value that's calculated for anything like an average, etc., is converted directly to a long and rounded up or down based on that. So yes, I've bottom of the game didn't display the right answer. Yeah, but that's what I don't get, is that this line here is supposed to display exactly the same thing as what the chat says. So I'm not entirely certain why that's the case, because it should display the correct thing. But what was the Errors in the... Oh, round number on the leaderboard. That was it. Round number on the leaderboard. I don't have an easy fix for that right now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat. There we go. You're not going to see it anymore. We're going to cheat and just hide it away so you don't see it. Because I do want to play one more game because we still have 89 viewers, which is ridiculous. Decimal questions will not work right now. Silent Marine, no. It is just using long numbers for now. Thank you for the follow, Kramdos, and thank you for the follow, Lee Link, as well. You've created other players except the top 6 answering the final round. I believe so. I believe that should now be in. So special relativity question sequence now has this extra condition here where it says if the player that we've calculated from the message is if it's not a player that I'm expecting in the lobby players, which I adapt on the master sequence here, when we load into special relativity, we adapt that collection to make it only be the number of players I expect. Then if you're not in that list, then you're not allowed in, essentially. Have you fixed it so that my answer always defaults to the correct answer? Can't do that, I'm afraid, Ali. Can't do that, I'm afraid. I think that's it now. For now, I think that is it. So I'm going to hit save all, hit save project, and we're going to switch over to the other game. So we switch over to the longer test game, which is the one with questions from Ben. Thank you, Ben, for these, by the way. Should we add deleting answers to the main chat? Oh, go on then. I can very easily do that, I think. Yeah, I think I can quickly add that in. So that is in general relativity question sequence. We can go if message is whisper, not whisper. Then we can go message manager delete message message.id. There we go, and then chuck that at the handler at the end of each of these. So general relativity is done, answer handler is done, although there is an early return. I suppose actually I should put it at the top rather than at the bottom, just in case. Yeah, I should put it at the top just in case, if it matches the pattern. That's probably better. Put it there. Put that one there. Oh, case sensitivity. Case sensitivity while we are on handlers. Case sensitivity on part 1, round 1 in general relativity. Here, to lower invariance. That fixes that. There we go. There we are. all of the things I think have now properly been fixed. Okay. I think we're good. I think we're good now. It deserves the intro in full screen mode again, doesn't it? It deserves the intro in full screen mode again, so we'll do that again. Let me press the play button. Get it connecting to chat. Game data is now using the longer test game, which now has more questions in it. Yay, that works. Beautiful. Right. Okay. These are the voyages of the Squadron Quizzicus. And here we go. Here is the intro again to Relativity. That was there on the freaking button. I forgot that it does that. I forgot my system does that when it changes scene when it doesn't have the soundboard on it. It actually played that because it was the last selected sound. When I did the transition, it played the wheel. When I did the transition, just because you couldn't really hear it because all of the music was playing very loud. But I could hear it. I could hear it. Anyway, lobby code time. WEOX if you'd like to play this game of Relativity. I'm always looking to you for feedback on these kinds of things, especially on things like round 3, which still feels a little clumsy to me, to be honest. And round 4, I think it should be fine, although the number of people that get into the elimination format might be different. I don't know. Don't tell me now in Twitch chat. Tell me on the Discord. Put it in the ideas chat or something, and I will formulate opinions after the fact. And if you've got any other ideas of things we could do in Relativity, again, drop them in ideas, and I'll give them a cursory glance at some point. Get the game to announce the room code like in Jackbox Games. Well, I know how to do Amazon Poly, so yeah, I suppose I could do that. Or if we could have someone to record all of the 26 letters multiple times in different inflections, then we could do that. The room code is WEOX. I wonder who would do that. I wonder, Toad Boy. I'll get to it eventually, Topper. I'm not going to do it now, but I will get to it eventually. So, this is a longer set of questions, but now that you have an idea of how the game works, hopefully it should flow a bit quicker. And hopefully I've got some code in that fixes ranging issues, etc. We shall find out. So, if you would like to enter in the room code, this is the last chance to do so before we embark on our journey. I need to start putting in some phraseology for space related stuff. And yeah, if people have got ideas for catchphrases and things like that for this show, then do let me know. And leave. Yes, that's the message you need to put in. Is otherwise Ben. Yeah, if Ben was playing, then it'd be a bit of an easy one for him because he gave me all the answers. Why do some people have darker names? That is a bug I need to fix as well at some point. It's because the positioning of the box and the positioning of the text is in pretty much the same Z position, and it's essentially a crapshoot as to which it renders first. And the ones that are darker is because it's rendered the text first and then they rendered the box afterwards. So what I need to do to fix that is move the text forward slightly to prevent it from getting a Z fighting issue like that. I've just not gone around to it because there are many other issues that are more critical to the game working other than some nicety fixes like that. So yeah, Z fighting for those that know what that is. I'm the commander of this game. Oh yes, absolutely. We need to get into the canon, the sort of the lore and canon of this game. Absolutely. And yes, ideally you can answer in whispers here, although I have now added in the code that if you do send me a public message, then and it forms in the correct format, then it will be deleted instead. Hello, Buzzer Bob. Welcome. I've just noticed your name in the lobby of these wonderful spaceships. How are you doing today? How was your chicken nuggies day yesterday? I saw you tweeting about it, and saw you also tweeting about, was it Jeopardy also featuring something about chicken nuggies, was it? You snuck in and the nugs were good. That's what we like to hear. That is exactly what we like to hear. Am I a commander or an admiral? Oh, here we go. I'm nowhere near as au fait with space admiralty. He could be captain till it's been a season, then he can promote. An Ashmiral. Oh my goodness me. Anyway, we're going to get this game underway. We're going to start our embarking into the future or whatever. Good luck. Let's play some Relativity. Oh, someone left the game. Okay. Oh, it broke it. It broke it. It broke it when someone left while it was doing it. Well, there we go. You're being left behind. Well, we're stuck. We're stuck. We can't go to hyperspace. Okay. Once more with vigor. Once more with vigor. And don't leave when we do it again. YXIC. We're gonna just jump straight into it there, and yes, it did say the wheel again. Look, you all join in. Hello again, Whiskers. Hi. Hello. Do you say hi to chat? Oh, hello. Hello, Whiskers. We're all in space. We're all in space. You're a space cat now. Oh, now bigger red dwarf. How you doing, Whiskers? Hello, Whiskers. You say hi. You say hi. You don't want to say hi, do you? Oh. Oh, there we are. You're not particularly happy with me holding you, are you? That's what the problem is. Alright, let's put you over here. Oh, there we are. There you go. Okay, do not touch the injection button while we do this sequence, because we are now about to jump to hyperspace. We're about to jump to hyperspace, I said. So don't press the button. Don't press the emergency button. Here we go, let's jump. We got it through! No I didn't, Ben. This is general relativity, so you'll see a statement about a number and that will appear on screen. And in chat, only answer once the bot says you can do so. Tell me if it think it is lower, equal or higher to what it says in the statement, and if you are right, you get yourself 500 points. So, 500 points for a correct answer in this round. There are 10 questions in this round. Like I say, this is the longer form now. So, 10 questions. Good luck. Just lower, equal, or higher is what we're looking for on each one. If you're right, 500 points. And you answer after it says to do so. Don't answer before, otherwise it will not count it and you may still be charged. First question. The word count of Les Miserables by Victor Hugo is 555,478. Milk, you answered too early. Is the answer lower, equal, or higher? People, you're answering too early. The bot has not said to answer yet. I'm seeing those messages coming in too early. I did say, wait for it to say start answering now. Okay, let's find out. Where did we answer? At 31, believe lower. 17, believe higher. And 7, believe it is equal. The answer we're looking for was... higher! 655,478 words is what we're looking for, not 500-odd thousand. So off by 100,000. Well done to the 17 that gave me higher as an answer. You get yourself 500 points. It is a lot of words, absolutely. Okay, question 2. The deepest point on Earth is 36,201 feet deep. Lower, equal, or higher? Now you can answer. You have answered. Where did you answer? 24 believe this is equal. It is actually 36,201. 18 believe lower. 12 believe higher. Answer we're looking for was... it is equal, yes. 36,201 feet deep is what we're looking for. Well done to 24, giving me the right answer there. And you get yourself 500 points for that answer. Very well played. Question number 3. There were 421 episodes of the original 1978 TV show Dallas. Lower, equal, or higher? 421 is the answer we're looking for here. Is that lower, equal, or higher? This is where I should actually have it highlight the significant number in the question. Okay, let's find out where you played. Oh, lots of lower. 81% believe it is lower than 421 episodes. Only one person believes it is equal, and 9 believe there are actually more than 421 episodes. Correct answer is... It is lower, yes, only 357 episodes. So well done to 44. Giving me a right answer there. You got yourself 500 points for that. I'll let you all fly away. Just like that, while space stops. And we will move on to question 4. According to the App Store, the Facebook app for iPhone is 245 megabytes to the nearest megabyte. Lower, equal, or higher? Now, there is a bit of a leeway on this. I know that the technology behind this, they'll do a thing called app slicing, where it'll only really distribute what you need for your specific phone, so the size will vary. I've not really gotten around to properly reading these questions, but I'm aware that this is kind of a tough question in a way, because the number's going to be very different on very different devices, but we'll leave it as stated as on Ben's phone, because he has proof on Ben's phone. So, according to the App Store, Facebook app for iPhone is 245 meg to the nearest megabyte, according to Ben's phone. Where did you play? 30 believe higher, 12 believe lower, and 11 believe equal. Correct answer here is equal. 245 meg. So, only 11 players giving you the right answer there, and you'll get yourself 500 points for that answer. Very well played on giving me equal as an answer there. Question number 5. Assuming all are present, the total number of bones in a human's hands and feet is 112. Is that lower, equal, or higher? Answers are in. Where did you play? 29 believe lower, 12 believe higher, and 9 think it is equal to that number. So assuming that all are present, the total number of bones is 106. It is lower. Well done to 29 players. Give me the right answer there. 106 is what we're looking for there. Well done, and points to the 29. We're going to keep going. Question number 6. The Razer Black Widow Chroma gaming keyboard has 106 pressable keys on it. Is it lower, equal, or higher? See where you played? 24 believe there are more than 106 keys, 9 believe it is 106, and only 11 believe less than 106. The answer we're looking for is... It is higher, yes, 114 pressable keys on the Black Widow Chroma keyboard. Well done to 24, giving you the right answer there. You get yourself 500 points for that. And we keep going. Question number 7. If you were in Cuba and you needed a fire engine, the number you would dial is 105. Is it lower, equal, or higher? Where did you play? Oh, I think this is the first time we've got a pretty even split across all 3 answers here. 15 went lower, 17 went equal, 20 went higher. So higher is a slight majority, but there's not much between it, really. Very close split here. So if you were in Cuba and you needed to dial for a fire engine, would you dial 105? You actually would. That is equal. Well done to 17, giving me that as the response. 105 or 105 is the number you would dial for a fire engine. 500 points for those players. Question number 8. There are 17 digits in the number of possible ways to arrange a Rubik's Cube. Is it lower, equal, or higher? It's time. Where did you play? 12 believe equal, 21 believe lower, and 24 majority believe higher. So 17 digits in the number of possible ways to arrange a Rubik's Cube. Is that correct? The answer we've got here is 20 digits long. Higher is what we're looking for. 24, giving me a correct answer there. Very well played. And points to the 24. 2 questions left in this round now, if I remember rightly. Yes, 2 questions left. Question number 9. There are 650 calories in a standard Big Mac. Is it lower, equal, or higher? So just the Big Mac, not any of the meal or anything like that. Just the Big Mac we're dealing with. Where did you play? Perfect even split here. 18 on each answer. Wow. Well then. Perfectly balanced. That's amazing. So I'm afraid I'm going to be disappointing 36 of you some way. This is a proper super split, this. Yeah, splitting the room. Pretty much. 3 ways. Not just 2 ways. 3-way split. So, there are 650 calories in a standard Big Mac. Is that equal? Is it lower? Or is it higher? It's lower. Only 563 calories rather than 650. So lower was the answer we're looking for there. 18 players getting it right, as all the other answers had 18 as well. Points to U18. Very well played. I say only, I suppose. I do say only, but it is lower than what we said. One last question now in this round of general relativity. Question number 10. The grand organ in St. Paul's Cathedral has 5,289 pipes. Is it lower, equal, or higher? And that's lock in. And you answered. 25 went equal, 20 went lower, 12 went higher. Answer that we're looking for was... It is higher, 7,256 pipes in St. Paul's Cathedral's grand organ. That's a lot of pipes. It's a hell of a lot of pipes. Well done to the 12. Giving me the right answer there. You get yourself 500 points for that. And that is the end of round number 1. Let's see where you are on the leaderboard. Early leaders of Ali, Lula, and Samster with 4,000. That means they got 8 out of 10 correct there. Lee Lincoln, Klazor, M. Clemson with 3,500 means 7 correct in that round. And Riswin, Drahuska, Buzzer Bob with 3,000. That is 6 correct in that round. But there is all to play for as we go into the first of our proper guesstimation rounds, ranged relativity. You will have 20 seconds on the clock for each of these guesstimations, and you need to give me an answer as an integer form. Could be negative, could be positive, and the closer you are, the more points you get. But if you answer out of our expected range, then you will not be counted, and you'll get 0 points. So... good luck. Let's go into round number 2. It is ranged relativity. Question will appear on screen and in chat. Answer will be an integer. When the timer starts, again, when it says so, give your answer as a response as a valid integer number in text form. And points will be given based on your relative distance to the correct answer versus your opponents. So yes, you can answer publicly in this game. It will just delete your message if you do so. Prepare you to answer in whisper, but public is fine. Good luck. First of your ranged relativity questions is... How many Mr. Men books were written in total by Roger Hargreaves? Give me your answer now. How many Mr. Men books were written in total by Roger Hargreaves? That's interesting. They accepted that as a message. Oh yes, it will do. It will accept that as a message because it doesn't care that it's a number at that point. It uses it uses a try parse to work out if it's a number or not. So it will actually accept any message and delete it. So suppose it actually stops any spoiling from happening entirely. That's a thing. Well, there we go. It just says Mr. Men books. So that's where we're going, is Mr. Men books. Okay, let's find out where you played. What's the range of answers we're accepting as well? We're accepting anywhere between 0 and 100. If you gave me anything out that range, which I could see at least one of, then you will not be counted. So Giggles went only with 3. And we're going all the way up to the top end. Topper 1, Ape, Kegler, Patrick, and Grease B. In theory, now that we've added the code in, your answers will no longer be counted because you are out of the expected range. So you'll be scoring 0, even if you are very close to the given answer. If it happens to be nearer 100. We will find out. The correct answer is... Answer was 40, and it did not give you any points for being outside the range there. That's good. Jay White, perfectly on the nose there with 40, getting yourself 1,000 points there. Keshi Store Vision win a close second, 967 points. Very well played. That's the first question dealt with. And we go to question 2. How many days elapsed from 1st of January 1980 to 31st of December 2020 inclusive? Give me your answers now. How many days elapsed from 1st of January 1980 to 31st of December 2020 inclusive? Answer now! Oh... I've just had that in my mind now. I've just literally had that in my mind now. Bidding ends! God, who can remember that from Channel 4? Oh my God, who can remember that from Channel 4 now? Oh my God, yes, Banzai. I can't betting end. Place bets now. Oh my God, I can't believe I just had that in my hand. Must have shaky hands, man. Absolutely. Anyway, I just can't believe I had that in my mind just then, but it kind of reminded me of that for some reason. Anyway, let's see the accepted range and let's see where you played. Accepting anything from 0 to 20,000 here. Oh, it looks like there possibly is one outside the range. There are a few, in fact. We go all the way down from Game Hawk with 145. I'm sure there's at least 365 days in 1 year, and we're counting multiple years. But anyway, and we go all the way up to Adster, but with 250,005. I think there's a math issue there, possibly. Possibly adding multiple zeros or something. Either way, that's out the range of our expected answers. We're only going to score if you are within 0 to 20,000 here. So, Gamerhawk, you might actually score some points, even though your answer is only 145. Answer we look for was... $14,976 days is what we're looking for. Coolio, pretty much on the money with 999 there. Lupine, Cetra, Race for the Prize, and Sandby also superbly close there. Only dropping 2 points from the max there, and Tipster 981. Oh, well, very well played there for those that gave an answer very close. We're going to close that off, and we're going to go over to question number 3. Let's imagine that each dog had 117 spots. What's the combined total of spots on the puppies Cruella planned to use to make her coat in 101 Dalmatians? Start answering now. Let's imagine that each dog had 117 spots. What's the combined total of spots on the puppies that Cruella planned to use to make her coat in 101 Dalmatians? That is time. Let's see who he played. The accepted range is anywhere from 0 to 20,000. There seemed to be a big number in around the 11,000 mark. I'm not surprised. Probably going for the nice simple 100 times 117 approach. Maybe possibly adding an extra 117 for good measure if they went that way. However, is that actually the correct number of puppies in 101 Dalmatians? I'm just thinking, does the 101 also not count the parents of said pups as well? Or something along those lines. Lupines looks to be oddly sorted. Does it? Where we have a look? Where are we at? Where is Lupine's number? I'll try and find it now. Where is it? Tell me what column. Tell me what column we're looking at. Because I can't find it for the... I can't find it. Oh, you just can't read math numbers. Okay. Fair enough. Last column towards the middle. 115,993. Oh, yeah, that is sorted correctly. Okay, let's find out. Only answers in 0 to 20,000 will be accepted. What was the correct answer? Yeah, it's the width shift, yeah. 11,583 is what we're looking for on Panda. Absolutely on the money there. Get yourself 1,000 points there. And then pretty much everyone else going for the estimates with 101 multiplied by 117 or 100 by 117. Getting pretty damn close to the correct answer as well. Very well played. We'll close that off. We go over to question number 4. Yes. To the nearest integer, what is the melting point of titanium in Kelvin? Answer now. To the nearest integer, what is the melting point of titanium in Kelvin? Time is up. What's the accepted range and where did you play? We're going for anywhere from 0 to 5,000. Lots of low numbers. Seems to be a good pick around 1,000 mark. Connor, though, you're kind of out the range with 99,000. Same with Milk Like a Patrick in the 10k and 17k range. Also, Maple Yamanote, Lugaru, Inca, also out of range. Just too high. So, somewhere in the range of 0 to 5,000 is correct. Where is it, though? $1,941 was the answer looking for there. Coolio pretty much on the money with 998 points. Hodder's very close, 997, and Timor's and Dogfish very close, 996 and 986 points. But still pretty high scoring there if you did give me an answer in the range. All the way down to Drew Dave Tom getting 350 points there. Very well played. Okay, we'll close that off. We go to question number 5. How many acts are there in total in Shakespeare's first folio? Answers now. How many acts are there in total in Shakespeare's first folio? Last 5 seconds. That is time. Where did we play? What's the accepted range? Anywhere between 0 and 500. Lots of low guesses. In fact, the lowest guess we've got is 4. However, we do have David Bodicum giving an answer of 1,200, which is out of range, will not be accepted. But the next highest was Samster of 480, which should still be accepted, although could potentially be the furthest away and may still score 0 by being the furthest away. Correct answer is... Samster intended on 48, but added a 0 because why not add a 0? 180 was the answer we're looking for, and I think we've got someone on the nose. Yes, Maple Yamanote, absolutely on the money with 1,000 points. Clive 917, Shapes 950 points with that guess. And yes, Samster, unfortunately, you were the furthest away with that guess, so you're scoring zip for that. Okay, that's the halfway point of this round. We continue on to question number 6. What is the shortest distance across the Strait of Dover to the nearest foot? Answers now. What is the shortest distance across the Strait of Dover to the nearest foot? Yes, feet. Where did we play? We're accepting anything up to 300,000. There's a lot of low guesses. In fact, the highest guess is in range with Greek B with 180,000. 4 people went with 100,000 on the nose. Patrick was the lowest guess with a singular foot. Well, I can reveal the correct answer is... 109,252 feet is what we're looking for. Klazor, Mr. Quizworthing, and Ali Law Hodders were the closest with 915 points added to their total. Greek B was the highest guess, but still scored 352 points with that guess. Very well played. A lot of people going with a low answer, unfortunately, only scoring like 10s and 20s of points, so not much there. We go to question number 7. If you sat and watched them back to back, including credits, to the nearest minute, how long would you spend watching the extended cut of the Lord of the Rings trilogy? Answer now. If you sat and watched them back to back, including credits, to the nearest minute, how long would you spend watching the extended cut of the Lord of the Rings trilogy? Time. Let's see the range. Anywhere between 0 and 800 accepted. There are some out the range. There's a lot out of the range. Tyson believes that the extended cut of Lord of the Rings, I suppose if you got all the film, it might add up to 6,600 minutes. But not the answer we're looking for here from the looks of things. Shannamain was the smallest with only 38 minutes for the extended cut of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. There seems to be a favour for around the 600 to 700 mark. Unfortunately, those of 800 or higher are out of range, so you're not going to be able to score any points there. So, correct answer we're looking for the extended cut was... 684 minutes. Lee Link was the closest, getting 998 points. Tipster second closest, 994 points. And Keshi third closest, getting 991 points for that guess. Those that did give me beyond 800, although you were pretty close in your guess, unfortunately you are out of range. So you're going to be scoring zip because you are out of range. Hence why there's such a cliff after 218 points of bonus there. Never mind, close it off. Still a few more questions to play this round. Question number 8. What is the combined total of all of the number cards in a standard deck of playing cards? Answer now. What is the combined total of all of the number cards in a standard deck of playing cards? Yeah, possibly a little on brand. Wonder how many can get it right on the nose and can do the maths. Time. Number cards. So I'm presuming aces are picture cards in a way, I suppose, because they're not a number. So we're counting 2 through 10 4 times over, presumably. So let's see where you played. 0 to 400 was the accepted range. And the highest answer we got was actually Kramdos with 800. Toad Boy trying to go for a Mimi answer of 690. Klazor thinking 666. I think you'll find that is the sum of the numbers on a roulette wheel. And quite a few 600s in that range as well. But anything from 400 and above, unfortunately, that is out of range. You're going to be scoring zip. I don't have the factoids in front of me right now, Ben, because I've got too many other things open. Okay, let's see. What is the correct answer? 216, and yes, a lot of people managing to do the numbers. We've got a full column and one extra carrying over there, getting exactly on the nose and getting 1,000 points for that answer. Very well played. So many 1,000s, that's what we like to see. Okay, close that question off. And we have 2 questions left in this round. Question number 9. To the nearest year from the ascension of Henry VII to the death of Queen Elizabeth I, how long did the House of Tudor reign in England? Start answering now. To the nearest year from the ascension of Henry VII to the death of Elizabeth I, how long did the House of Tudor reign in England? Time is up. Answers. Anything from 0 to 500 is valid. And we got 3 answers out of range. Sandby, Toadboy, and Real Dev giving me an answer beyond 500 and scoring. They'll be scoring a zip for that. Yellowtail with the smallest answer there of 14 will still score points potentially, unless it's the furthest away. We'll find out. Are you going to be the furthest away answer or not? The correct answer is... let's go to the left. 118 was the answer there. Only 118 days. And Coolio and Hodders with a perfect answer there, getting 1,000. Race to the Prize, Clazel and Adster a close second with 994 points gained on that question. And yeah, very well played all there. Yellowtail, you actually scored 687 points because you were still damn close even though you were in range. Yes, days. Days. Actually, it doesn't say, does it? Actually, it doesn't say, but I'm presuming. Yes, whatever. It's stuff. Things. I said what I said. Anyway, moving on. Question. Finished. Whatever. I'm an idiot. I'm looking at too many things. I can't pay attention to the question anymore. Anyway, moving on. Last question in this round now. Question number 10. Yeah, units are hard. Question 10. What is the highest number in the Köchel catalogue, the chronological reference to the works of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart? Answer now. Days, years, what's the difference? What is the highest number in the Köchel catalogue, the chronological reference to the works of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart? That is time. Where did you play? So anything up to 1,000 is a valid answer. And we've got a few people going out of range there. Car 7th and onwards, unfortunately, out of range. Will be scoring zip. Matt the Ref thinks it's only 8. Thinks the Köchel catalogue ends at 8. Well, okay, let's find out. Anything up to 1,000 is what we're looking for. The answer is... 626 was what we're looking for. And the best was Race for the Prize, only off by 10 points. 990 points gained there. Cramdos second place, 977. And Mr. Quizworthy getting 924 points on that question. Dave Bullicombe also there in 5th place, 909 points. So that is the end of round number 2. Let's see the scores. So... currently in pole position is Hodders on 10,000 odd. Second place is We Like Shapes. Third place, Keshi. Fourth place, Elias. Only in 5th. And Inca currently in 6th place. Remember, at the end of round number 3, only the top 6 will advance through to the final, which is Special Relativity. So, round number 3 is going to be Social Relativity. You've seen how it works in the first game. Now that we are eliminating those outside the range, so do bear that in mind when you are calculating your extra values. And first part of the question is very quick, so you only have 10 seconds to lock in an answer on the first part. The second part, you have 15 seconds to lock in an answer based off of what you think the answers to the first part were. And it's still 1,000 points for each part of the question, so you can gain up to 2,000 on each question in theory here. Good luck. Let's move on to round 3. In social relativity, question will appear on screen and in chats, to which there will be an integer. Give me an answer to the question firstly, and then you'll get a second question based off of that, and give me an answer to that question. Who's Dev? Dev is sus, apparently. Catch you later, Panda. Thanks for stopping by. So. I keep saying so. First part of the question is very fast. 10 seconds to lock in an answer. Second part is 15 seconds to lock in an answer. So, good luck. Question number 1. So far, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Get that solfege out. That was on... Yes, that was... Yes, it was. I'm not going to spoil it. But do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. First question in social relativity. To the nearest meter per hour, what is the current land speed record? 10 seconds, answer now. 5 seconds. Need an answer very quickly in this game, in this particular round. Answers are in. Now think about that question. Think about that question. Think about what kind of answers have come through. Here is the follow-up question. What was the mean average answer across all players for that question? 15 seconds starts now. And apparently the range is anywhere from 0 to 5 million was the accepted range for the question. That is time. So let's go back to the first part. Again, the question said to the nearest meter per hour. Maybe I misread it, but it is meter per hour, unless I read it wrong. Anyway, I may have misread it, possibly. Anyway, meter per hour, what is the current land speed record? There's a lot of low values here. A lot's hovering around 400, 500. I was good. Okay, fair enough. Highest answer we got was AB Me with 2 million, so all the answers are in range. Yeah, there seems to be quite the skew towards the left-hand side, it must be said. What was the correct answer, first of all? $1,223,652. Oh Hey was the closest, getting 735. AB Me, highest given, but was second closest with 366 points. And pretty much everyone around this area here getting maybe a point or two. Okay, let's have a look at the second part of the question. So, what was the mean average answer across all players for that question? Again, a lot of low guesses because of possibly RTF queued, although some people shifting their answer very interestingly. Highest given answer in this phase was 2.5 million from Connor. Correct answer, actually, based off of the mean average across all players. What was the mean average answer? Yeah, it skewed a long way down. 73,538 was the mean average answer across all given, even though the true answer was way off of that. Score count, pretty much on the money with that guess, getting 999 points. Oh Hey and Tipster very close second. Bug? What's a bug milk like? What's a bug? What's a bug? Tell me what the bug is before we go. Chat answer is different screen answer. 73. Oh, but off by 1 again. It's that issue. That's the thing. That's already noted. I don't know why it's doing that, but that's already 9 off. 73, 5. Oh, 2, 9. Yeah, 3, 8. So it's 9 off. Okay, fine. Whatever. It's off by 9. It's off by a single magnitude. Whatever. I don't care. It still calculates it correctly. It's just the slider number is wrong for some reason. Like if I go to the secondary slide and say that the marker value is that, then it's correct. So yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. I need to look into that later on. Anyway, it could be update order issue. Actually, thinking about it, could be update order issue. Anyway, close that off. Question 2, first part of which is: if we pretend that every single staircase has 23 steps, how many steps are there in total at Hogwarts? 10 seconds. Answers now. Quick math, or you just guesstimate. One or the other. That is time. Think about that question. Think about what you think other people have answered. And the follow-up question. What was the highest accepted answer across all players for that question? Typo, apparently. But what was the highest accepted answer? 15 seconds. The accepted range is anywhere between 0 and 10,000. It gave you the range. Maybe you should have paid attention to that. Okay, hide that away. Let's see the correct answer part first. So the correct range was 0 to 10,000. Where did we guess? So we do have some out of range answers. So score, count, and on. They were out of range. In fact, the highest we've got was 23,000. Guessed 5 times. Very interestingly. Oh, I suppose they're just going for a simple times by 1,000 route there. That makes sense. Thinking there's 1,000 sets of 1,000 staircases, and each be 23 steps. Okay, I can get behind that as a potential guess. That's fair enough. What was the correct answer, though? 3,266. I think if you knocked a 0 off, you would have had a much better guess there. Samster was the closest correct answer there, 987. Ali Law, 940, and Arden Fitz, 918. Okay, we'll close it off, and we can see the distribution is quite skewed over to the left. Let's find out what was the... Well, we know what the correct answer actually is, because we did show it, but what was the highest accepted answer across all questions? Some people going outside the range. Some going way outside the range, in fact. So yeah, that's those won't get accepted, unfortunately, because they are outside the range. With some people going for dead on 10,000, which will be accepted as is inside the range. Okay, what was the highest accepted answer? I think we did see it earlier. This is just a test to see if the code actually works. Apparently it was 10,000. Was that the highest one? I don't think that was. I think that's wrong. I think that's wrong. I think there's still some code going on. Yeah, 7,710 was the correct, the right one. What's happened here then? Social relativity question distance. What is that doing? So, given highest answer is given answers phase b dot values dot where primary minimum primary maximum max. That is the highest answer. Does it take the highest accepted guess in the second question instead of the first? Look at the copy paste error, folks. Good call, who called that? Very good call, who called that? Is this particular question type used again? Because the other one works, that one doesn't. So what do I pick for the other ones? I think we're okay. We don't use that one again. So I know I should really learn to code. Rookie error, that is. Rookie error. Anyway, that's the only time that's happening in this particular game from the looks of things. So it's an off by 1. So if you did give me 10,000, then that's some gifted 1,000 points to you. Fair enough. We'll just keep going on. Anyway, I hope you didn't have a lowest version. We do have a lowest version, but that uses A. We do have a lowest answer version, but that uses A. So I don't know what I managed to do there. I think I was just in autopilot thinking, I've done an A, so I must do a B. But there you go. Anyway, going to keep moving on. We're going to keep going. Keep moving on. Question number 3, I think it is in this round. Yes, question number 3. Sounds about right. Famously, Rambo only kills one person in First Blood. But how many confirmed on-screen kills does he have across the gamut of 5 films? Answer now. That's time. Hide those away. Second part of the question now. Think about the question. And the second half of the question is, what percentage of the players gave an answer to within 300 of the correct answer for that question? Answer now. So this is a percentage, so you're expecting an answer between 0 and 100. What percentage of the players gave an answer to within 300 of the correct answer? That's a question and a half, isn't it? I'm going to hide that one away. Let me go back to the first initial question and see where you played. So the accepted range here is 0 to 2,000. And we've got a lot of low answers here. How many questions is this round? 6, Ali Law, and we're currently on number 3. So the lowest answer we got is 2, and we go all the way up to Samster on his lonesome there on 888. So all the answers are accepted. It seems to be quite a few on the 500. Seem to be going down the 25% rule here. What was the actual correct answer? And then we're looking 300 either side of this correct answer to work out our percentage. 552. I'm seeing a certain lack of markers around that area. 552 was the correct answer. Colo, Connor, and Drew Dave Tom and Tipster and Race the Prize were the closest, getting 905 points there. So, now that we can see there's not particularly that many marks in that area, so what was the percentage? What did you guess? Oh, all over the shop. All over the shop answers here. And Gamehawk possibly doesn't understand percentages, going with 400%. Well, maybe my code doesn't work, but we'll find out if it doesn't work. Cetra thinks only 5. Arnfex only thinks 5. There weren't particularly many, so that might be a good guess. What's the correct answer? What percentage of players gave an answer to within 300 of the correct answer? It's actually 28%. 300 was actually a big range, considering. So it's essentially a 600 out of the 2,000 accepted. 28% were correct, or within that range, should I say. Charlemagne, Drew Dave Tom, and Ben's J were the closest there with 986 points for their prediction. Very good. You're not exactly bang on though. Otherwise, it wouldn't have given you. Otherwise, it would have given you 1,000. Unless you did give me 26. That could be. I don't know. Oh, chat says 27. 27. Screen says 28. Chat says 27. The actual answer is 27. It's done that again. It's done that stupid thing again. Freaking this thing is not updating the secondary slide to the correct number. It should be saying that, which would make sense versus what you see on screen. Sorry. And it won't do rounding. Well, it'll round up to the nearest integer, so it'll round up and round down based off of the decimal number, but it'll always end on a whole integer. So, yeah, it's whatever it is. I need to figure out why it's doing a weird off by 1 or 9 for the marker, but the marker is this is only aesthetic. The chat is the one that is the correct answer, is the real answer. Moving on. Going now to question the 4th. Yes, question the 4th. Here we go. Chat is king as always. This one. Before starting on Twitch interactive game shows, Royal Flush programmed modules for Catane. How many lines of code are there in his first published module called Symbolic Coordinates? Answer now. So, what do you think? Obviously, this is just a literal meta question, as it were. Forever. Okay, think about that question. Think about that question. Think about the answers that might come up. Because you don't even have to know the answer to that question. You just only have to know what you think the audience have answered. So, the second part of the question is... What was the lowest accepted answer across all players for that question? Start bidding now. What was the lowest accepted answer? Anywhere between 0 and 4,000. I think what I might do in this part, I've just realised, is the message in chat could actually tell you what the accepted range of answers is now that we are showing it. That's a point to be had. Anyway, let's go back to the first part of the question. So before starting on Twitch Interactive Game Shows, how many lines of code were there in his first published module of symbolic coordinates? So, Ali Law, 300,000 lines. That's a lot of lines. That's a lot of lines. You did type an alphanumeric answer, Toad Boy, but it should still be able to accept another one afterwards. So anything outside after 4,000 is not being accepted here. And the lowest value is 50. So that was going to be the answer to our second part, is 50. So we are kind of revealing the answer to that part already. But let's reveal the correct answer to this initial statement. (1,574) lines of code. Matt the Ref was closest with 982. Then 8 Minky, you scored yourself 969 points. Nice. And only third closest, 967. Very well played there. So hide that away, and we go to the second part, which we know the answer to now. This is just now to test to see if the code actually works. Let's see all your predictions. There are a lot of low predictions. Yes, a lot of low predictions, but then we also have Cetra predicted 1,000. Klazov predicted outside the range for a lowest accepted answer, so that won't be accepted. Top of one, probably gaming the game here with a bit of 0, but it is within range, so I can accept it. We know the answer should be 50. Will the slide and thing and chat reveal 50? Let's find out. Does the code work? The slide did not update correctly, but the chat did. It did say 50, so it's doing the calculation correctly. It's just the slider, which is the aesthetic part, is wrong. So ignore again the slide value thing being weird. That should say that. And they'll be fine. But a lot of people getting 50 on the nose. Well done for getting that. And you get yourself 1,000 points for that prediction. Continue. And we have 2 more questions now in this round. I think it is, yes, 2 more questions in this round. I think this round is getting a bit long. It's feeling a bit long to me now. Possibly need to shorten it. And possibly need to shorten the range relative to the questions around as well. Anyway, this is why we test things. Question number 5. According to the Bible, for how many years did Methuselah live? Answers now. According to the Bible, for how many years did Methuselah live? That's time. So, think about those answers. Think about those answers. Now, by saying things like that, Sampster and Party and me, is that you might be giving the game away to the prediction part in second phase. Possibly, I don't know. We'll find out. Phase 2, question is, what was the mean average answer across all the players for that question? Answers in now. Anything between 0 and 1,000 is valid. Anything between 0 and 1,000. Clive, I think you've just submitted an answer that's outside that range, but oh well. That time I think you did get in Theory Game. It is quite short, 10 seconds to be fair, but I want it to be a gut response rather than a thinky response for the first half, let's put it that way. Okay, I'll hide that question away, go back to the first part. So according to the Bible, for how many years did Methuselah live? A lot of high guesses here, and there are some out of range. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 guesses out of range. The lowest is 40 and the highest accepted is 1,000. Correct answer is... 969 was the answer we're looking for. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 giving me exactly the correct answer there and getting themselves 1,000 points for getting exactly on that. Very well played. That was very hard for that range. Not necessarily, oh hey, not necessarily. I mean, I suppose if it's an anonymous range, then yes, fair enough. But if it's a known range, maybe not. It's a good point. Well, this is why we test these things. This is why we test these things. We move on. We move on. And part 2. So what was the mean average answer across all the players for that question? Let's see your guesses. And there you all are. Only Clive and 8 Minky going beyond the accepted range of answers. The correct answer for the mean average was... off by 1 on the screen. 664 by chat is the correct answer. 664 is the correct answer. Greek B, we like shapes, getting the closest, getting 977 points there. Very well played. And we have one final question now in social relativity, which is definitely dragging. It's definitely feeling like it's dragging. Anyway, last question is social relativity, and then we can finally test the special relativity round. Hope it works. So, question number 6. To the nearest mile, what is the circumference of Mercury at its equator? 10 seconds, answering now. To the nearest mile, what is the circumference of Mercury at the equator? That is time. That is time. You don't get much time in thinking here. Think about those answers. And the second part. What percentage of the players gave an answer to within 1,000 of the correct answer for that question? Accepted range anywhere between 0 and 100. Give me an answer now. What percentage of the players gave an answer to within 1,000 of the correct answer for that question? Okay. Final question. Let's reveal the correct answer part first. Anywhere between 0 and 50,000 is accepted. And where did we play? Quite a few low answers. All accepted though. Swift Elf Yellowtail was the highest, 48,914, all the way down to Drew Dave Tom thinking that Mercury is only 49 miles circumference. It's quite a small planet if that is the case. Let's find out the correct answer is... 9,529 is what we're looking for there. Hodders pretty much on the money, only 1 point dropped. And then Timor, Dogfish, Ali Law, Samster, and Topper pretty damn close with your guesses as well. Pretty damn close to that guess, but not quite on the money. Or maybe we've got a different source, who knows. And the final part of this question then, what was the percentage of players that gave an answer to within 1,000 of the correct answer? Could be quite a wide margin, let's find out. Well, they're not all in the right range. Gamehawk thinks 108% is the answer here. But Greek B believes only 1% of the player base gave a right answer there. Final reveal of this question is... 14, not 15, 14 is the answer we're looking for there. 14. And... oh, hey, Matt the Ref, Samster erased the prize, getting on the money there. Samster pretty much getting a double then, because getting the correct answer and also correctly predicting that 14% of the players that submitted an answer got it within 1,000. Very well played. So, let's hide that away. Let's see the leaderboard going into the final round. Again, only the top 6 will advance through to the final of Special Relativity, hopefully. Who will it be? So, Hodders, Shapes, Samster, Keshi, Oni, and Oh Hey. You are the top 6 players with your scores, and you will be advancing through to the final round, the Special Relativity round. For everyone else, good scores. A lot of 16,000, 15,000s and that. Some damn good scores. But Hodder's eking out the lead, getting there through. So, there I said it again. So again. Top 6, good luck as we go into the final round of Special Relativity. You know how it works, or at least you saw how one question worked. Whoever gives me the answer furthest away from the correct answer will be eliminated. If there is a tie for nearest to, then the one that answered slower will get eliminated in that case. Hopefully, everything should work this time and not break, and it should only accept answers from those that are still in play, which should be Hodders, Shapes, Sapster, Keshi, Oni, and Oh Hey. Good luck, Super 6. Let's go to the final round. I need different music here as well. I need different music to indicate different rounds, but I can only purchase so many so far. I mean, for now, Claire, probably not, just to be safe, but just to be safe, not. So only the 6 players that are still in, please answer. Although I'm aware that some people will still answer, even though I've just told them not to. Good luck, Super 6. And of course, don't forget to answer, Super 6, because otherwise you'll just be given, I think, a random answer in the correct range. Here we go. First question for elimination is, according to the estimates in the 2020 census, what is the total population of 3 least populous states in the USA? 20 seconds, answer now. You may want to submit an answer again if you think your answer is too early. Hopefully all the answers came in at the right time. Like I say, chat is still king. It tells you when to answer. If you answer too early, it won't accept it. Let's find out what happened. So in the order that they came in this final round, there's no range to define, so there's no out of range issue. Because if you give me an answer that's way too large, then you're out. First that locked in an answer was Keshi Head, giving me 25 million as an answer. Second answer that came in was Oni, gave me 2,500,000. Pretty much the same number, divide by 10. Third answer that came in was Oh Hey, 2.3 million. It's smaller, so we say goodbye to Oh Hey, Oni, who are now safe for elimination. Fourth answer that came in Samster with 4 million. You're within range, you're safe. Fifth answer that came in, we like Shapes with 175,000. Now that is the smallest value. You are on the lower limit. Oh hey, you are now safe. And the last answer that came in was Hodders with only 20,000. Hodders, you are on the lower limit. So it is between Hodders on 20,000 and Keshi on 25 million. The answer is somewhere in there. Could be lower, could be higher, in fact. But whoever is furthest away will be eliminated. The correct answer is what? Code, what the heck was that? That's completely wrong. What the heck just happened then? What the actual heck? What? What the frick happened then? It's worked every single time I've tested it, and now it just... Why do I even bother? Why do I even freaking bother? That's freaking irritating. Oh, what am I doing with these? Minimum answer, question answer. Maximum answer, question answer. So that's the distance. If minimum distance is larger, then destroy minimum. If maximum is larger, destroy maximum. But there wasn't a tie, so it had to be one of those conditions. What the heck's happened there? Am I testing them the same way around? Oh, I am. It's a freaking thing. I swapped the variables around, but I also swapped the symbol around, so it went to one of these conditions. This is what you get for coding this stuff literally 1 hour before the stream. I kid you not. I was coding this particular round 1 hour before the stream. This is what you get for doing that. This is what you get. So what I can do, while the game is still live, I can use the debugger at this point. While the code is still... Oh no, wait, I've just rebuilt it. Oh. It's just rebuilt. I've just... I give up. Why do I bother? It's rebuilt. Freaking rebuilt. Right. Who were those 6? Who were those 6? Because I can still give them a chance. I can still give them a chance. Right, what we are going to do then is, I'm going to presume that the code is still in the right order, which it is. Yes, it's now correct. I'm going to change the master sequence so we skip to the final round, because we can sort of do that. General relativity range, social special, and I'm going to yoink a question from the shorter game that we didn't play, because we didn't see all the questions in that, so I'm going to yoink a question which we've not seen before, so that it's still fair, although really it's not, because that question should have been played fairly. Longer test game, first question we're going to replace with that question. Why not? There we go. Just change that in the CSV. Refresh. Is that still using the long gameplay? It is. Press the play button. So, please, I beg of you this time, only join this lobby if you are one of those 6. Only the top 6, please join. Thank you for the subscription, Elias and Race of the Prize. Greatly appreciated. You are not Gamehawk. You are definitely not one of the top 6. You are the worst player. Oh, thank you, Claire. So only the top 6, please join. And then we should be good. Is there anything else I need to do? I can't Toad because it sends it out as a message. So let's just quickly do that and do that. So that code, please, to 6 players. Is that correct? Is that all good? That's the 6. We can move on then. Hopefully it goes to the right round, which it does. Whew. Hopefully this will work this time. I beg your patience on this. This is what I was worried about, was really stupid things like that happening. Because I haven't tested it. Like I said, that was coded literally 1 hour before stream. 1 hour before stream. I kid you not. Anyway, good luck, Super 6. We're doing over that first question again, although it's a different question now, so hopefully it's still sort of fair. Good luck. Here's your question. How many letters are in the Cambodian alphabet? Answers now. And the problem with me, G-Izens, is that because it's a multiplayer game, I can only really test it with players actually playing. There's only so far that I can go with me testing on my own. Okay, answers are hopefully in. Let's find out. Remaining player. Oh, have I got a typo somewhere? Somewhere, maybe. Okay, whatever. Okay, first answer that came in was Keshi with 29. Second answer that came in, Hodders with 25. So we've got a very narrow margin at the bottom end here. And they're overlapping each other, which is an issue I need to worry about. Third answer, Shaped with 68 is now the upper limit. We say goodbye to Keshi. Keshi is now safe. Fourth answer is Oni with 100 is now the upper limit. Oni's on the limit. Shapes is safe. Fifth answer was Oh Hey with 150 is now on the upper limit. Oni is now safe. The last answer that came in was Samster with 36. You're in range. You are safe. So it's between Hodders and Oh Hey. Up for elimination here. Hopefully the one further away will now be eliminated. The correct answer is... I need more music here as well to make it more tense. 74, and we have to say goodbye to Oh Hey there. Hodders, it was closer to that answer, so that was the correct way it worked. Fortunately, Oh Hey, you were too far away and you have been eliminated. It was close though, it was a very close toss-up there. Hodders, you survived for another question though. So question number 2, we're down to 5. Get your numbers ready. Question number 2. To the nearest second, what is the current world record for completing Super Mario Bros. 1985 for the NES? Answers now. To the nearest second, what is the current world record for completing Super Mario Bros. 1985 for the NES? I'm presuming because we're not talking about anything else that we are just talking about any percent rather than 100%. Let's see. First to give me an answer was Samster with 260. I'm kind of worried about this upper limit that's come up here. We'll find out. Second answer that came in, Keshi Head 425 is the upper limit at the moment, but the difference you can't really see. Third answer was Oni 295. You are safe, you're in range. Fourth answer, Hodders with 480 is now the upper limit. So I'm possibly expecting a really weird answer for answer number 5 coming up. The last answer that came in was We Like Shapes Who believed it's 453,021 seconds long. So at least this limit code works. So it's either closer to 260 or closer to 453,021. The correct answer is... $295 according to the marker. And that means, Samster, you survive with a very good prediction of 260. And Shapes, we have to say goodbye. Yeah, it's only about 4 and a bit minutes. So, 4 players survive now. Sapster, you are safe. We move on to question number 3. From Chamberlain's declaration of war to General Jodl's unconditional surrender, how many hours elapsed during World War II to the nearest hour? Time starts now. From Chamberlain's declaration of war to General Jodl's unconditional surrender, how many hours elapsed during World War II to the nearest hour? Answers are in. Can we have the song Time to Say Goodbye play? I'm afraid not, Ali. Okay, let's reveal the answers in answering order. First that gave me an answer was Keshi with 26,000. Second answer was Hodders with 48,000. That's our current limit. Third answer was Samster with 50,000 is now the upper limit. And the fourth answer that came in was Oni with 90,000 is now the upper limit. So it's between Kashi, 26,000, and Oni, 90,000. Who is about to be eliminated from the game? The correct answer is... 49,788 was the answer we're looking for there. We're all sorts of creeping towards the halfway point, but unfortunately you are out there, Oni and Keshi. You live to survive another question. And then there were 3 players left. This is where I would have a nice intro screen, nice screen here that tells us who's still left. Maybe a status screen to see when an answer came in as well would be a good idea. Okay, question number 4 between 3 players. Good luck. What is the total combined word count of the 7 Harry Potter novels? Time starts now. What is the total combined word count of the 7 Harry Potter novels? Answers are in. First that gave me an answer was Keshi with 260,000. Second answer that came in was Hodders with 150,000. Fewer than Keshi there. Or less than Keshi, I suppose, is rather than fewer in that case. And the third answer that came in is Samster with a little over 1 million. So the range of answers here we have are Hodders with 150,000 and Samster with 1 million. Who is the closer? Who is the further away? Who is about to be eliminated? Correct answer is... is higher still than Samster's answer. 1,084,170 was the correct answer, and Samster, you live to survive one more question. Goodbye to Hodders there, but very, very good play there up to that point. So, we have 2 players left in Samster and Keshi. This is now the final question, and I've just realised it's probably not a good question to give to these 2 people because they're probably going to know it. However, if they do both know it on the nose, then it would be down to who locks in first. So that's fine anyway. We can test another route of the code. So, final question. Tiebreaker testing also, yeah, apparently. So, final question is... what is the default row limit in Microsoft Excel 2010? Answer now. What is the default row limit in Microsoft Excel 2010? Answers are in. First that gave me an answer was Keshi with 15,000. Therefore, Samster came in second and gave an answer of 1 million. Well, that's quite a wide range of reference there. So, Keshi with 15,000. Samster with 1 million. One will survive and will be our relativity specialist. The other will get a close second place. The correct answer is... $1,048,576. You might not recognise that as a power of 2. Samster, you are the winner there. And hopefully it's going to do the ending sequence. There you go. We got an ending sequence out of it, though. I was so hoping we could get to the ending sequence there. Oh, there we go. We finally got to the end. I know there have been a lot of bugs, but this has been the first proper test of it. And although I get very easily stressed out with myself when things go wrong like that. But thank you for your patience. Thank you for still tuning in throughout all of this madness. Remember to fix the Phase A, Phase B bug. I definitely will, Cramdos. Don't worry about that. There are loads of other things I need to fix. I'm also aware that the game also dragged on a lot. I know there were not bugs withstanding, but it certainly dragged a lot. Some of the rounds need to be shorter. It just straight up needs to be shorter. 10 questions in one of those rounds is just way too many. 6 in the social relativity is too many. But the special relativity is pretty fine. I like that. And the reveal is nice and tense. I kind of like that. So it's just reducing the number of questions, making the questions a bit more airtight, which I really wasn't concerned about the airtightness of the questions this evening. I was just making certain that plugging in questions from text worked, and it did. So now we have a template, and we can still mess around with some of the rules, because I'm, like I say, I'm not hard sort of not sort of pegged down on any particular rules yet. So anything is up for debate on it. But so long as we still have the guesstimation put stuff in it, then I'm happy with it. Oh, Sheldon! Sheldon with the 9 months, the Twitch baby! Goodness me! Oh, goodness me, that's crazy. That is crazy. Twitch baby! Yep. And oh, thank you for that 9-month resub at tier 3. That is ridiculous. Can you get rid of the range in the last round, as it gives away what people are going to answer? I.e., if the last answer is the highest in the range, just an idea. Well, the thing is, you don't necessarily know which way it would go. Like, did you know that that last question would go that way? Did you know it was going to be a million answer? Maybe not, because Keshi believed it was a lower answer by a couple of magnitudes. Gives away the answer. If it lies outside the range, fair enough. That makes sense. Yes, because your relative position would make it obvious. If it's outside, yeah, okay, fair enough. But if it's inside, then it wouldn't matter. So, yeah. I need to figure out how to display the final round anyway for adjacent answers, because it doesn't really work where it is. I was just still using the same code for positioning along the slide, but maybe I can change that round to just be insert an answer and space them around, so you've always got minimum, maximum answer on the left and right side, and person that's interjecting an answer in the middle or something rather than actually along the slide. That's probably a better way to do it. I could even add a random amount of padding as well. That's another way of doing it, but stuff and things. I can change how that final round is done. I was just reusing elements that I'd already had rather than trying to put in new stuff, because like I say, I was coding that literally in the last hour, and I was not I was not caring for good code or for good graphics. Anyway, that is certainly a taste of what relativity could be. Thank you for helping me test it. Thank you for tuning in. We will be doing more of this again in future. It'll just be a little while until it comes back around again. Once I have more of an idea of exactly how many questions I want in a pack, then I'll open up proper pack writing. Unless, of course, you just want to write loads of questions, then by all means, write lots of questions. But I'm not putting any pressure on that right now. And yeah, any ideas you have, go to the ideas channel. I'll read up on them later on and stuff. Don't forget, there is Bank Balance Watch Along about to happen, although, yeah, I didn't think it would be ending the stream at 11, whatever. Sorry about that. Watch along of that. There's also going to be Only Connect matches happening on Saturday as well. 8minky's been doing absolutely stellar job. Stellar space. Doing some hosting of Only Connect there with some belters of introductions and outroductions. More matches happening in the Discord on Saturday. And of course, Ben is doing his super special stream on Saturday as well. Lots of stuff. Bumper episode of Royal Flush with some face-off. I'm in a face-off in one of the league matches, in fact, for face-off. Cryptex is making a first proper debut stream as well. Sunday Pinnacle Ladder with Tipster, generally as always. That's on Sunday, 7 p.m. usually. Phone, shush. Phone's going crazy. Then Monday, Matt with Take It or Leave It. Tuesday, Ben is back, possibly again, and then I'm back on Wednesday with, as yet untitled, I forgot which game I've selected. It's Winning Lines! Oh yeah, Winning Lines, we can do that. In space! Winning Lines and stuff. So that's going to be fun. Am I wearing my... It is! The design is a bit weird on it, though. It seems to be really low. It seems to be printed very low, like... here rather than up here, but it is the Edinburgh shirt, yes. It's just, I don't know why it's printed so low. Maybe the design has just got a lot of padding at the top or something, I don't know, but it's a bit of a low print. Any wheel giveaway? Oh, go on. Oh, go on then. We'll do a wheel giveaway. You've been patient enough. We'll do a wheel giveaway. Night Boot. I need to figure out what word I need to go for the redemption. Yes, we're going to do the wheel. The wheel. Because you've been absolutely stellar again, just sticking around for all of this madness. Where is it? Giveaways. Giveaways, and I need to say what the special word is. The word we're going to say is... if I can type it... is going to be that. That's going to be the word. I spelled it correctly as well. So, say that word, and you'll be in for a chance of winning some doots, according to the wheel. Kind of worried that... oh, there we go. It's woken up. I was kind of worried, because the list only had one person in there. Yeah, mods can't actually enter into the giveaway, according to this. I could switch the option on so you could, but at the moment you can't. And you all have the same luck, although I could in theory bump the subscriber or regular luck up, but I'm not going to, so everyone has an even chance of being picked. Okay, you've all had a chance to enter in. This is for some free doots. Oh, hello, the prediction happening as well, so you can get some doot coin out of this. What's the prediction say? Will the winner win at least 5,000 doots? Oh, we'll find out. Just for those that don't know what's on the wheel, we currently have values from a back to 0. So if you do have some doots right now, it will take you back down to 0. A 0, so you don't earn anything, which is sort of like we just roll again and we pick someone else. And we have all the way up to 100,000 doots, which Clive managed to win last time. So we'll see how well we do. Good luck. Let's find out who is going to be picked by the Nightbot giveaway bot. Shadowmane has been picked Charlemagne, you have been picked according to this. So, because you have entered in, presumably you want to spin the wheel. The wheel. Absolutely. That sounded a bit weird. The wheel indeed. So, Charlemagne, what are you going to get? Let's find out. Let's put the microphone out the way. Like that. Move the camera over there. Do that thing so you can see it a bit bigger. Are we ready? So this is for Charlemagne. Here we go, let's spin this wheel. I can't remember if I adjusted this wheel or not. Let's find out. Oh yeah, there's more friction now. We spin again for someone else. So, who is it going to be this time? It's Connor M27. Connor, it's now you. We keep going. So even though I've increased the friction on the wheel, it's still going for a 0. So, Connor, it's your turn now. Oh, come on. We go again! Matt the ref! Matt the ref, it's your go! Oh my god! What a depressing end! I'm just bad at spinning wheels. So I've done a completely slower spin that time. 1,000 dupes. 1,000 dupes there going to Matt the ref. There you go. Add dupes. Matt the ref. 1,000 dupes. There we go. I almost thought it was going to stop at a 0 again. I need to really check the wheel to see why it's not really that well balanced, because it seems to be always landing on 0. I don't know why. I don't know why. Doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter how hard I try. Either way, we are done with this stream now. Thank you for tuning in. Discord, watch along and stuff is happening. And I will see you on bench stream tomorrow. Camera, focus, stuff. I'll see you on bench stream tomorrow because I'm face-offing. Until then. Oh, we'll play the theme again. We'll play the thing again. Full screen. We'll play the thing again. Because it's a lot of fun. See you later. Bye!